Hey, so the last version got cut off when we were talking about the defensive structures and the updates they did with the range. So as you can see, the tower here, the arrow tower has a 6.3. Before it was a 6.0. They've updated all the towers as well. So the bomb tower got a significant increase, 6.7 range. The frost and the gargoyle towers have 2.7, which I'm not sure if the range was increased or not. And then one of the cool things that it actually lets you show the towers that you haven't even unlocked yet, which is something that they didn't before. So you couldn't figure out how to fight them. You couldn't figure out what they were weak to. You couldn't figure out what they were resistant to until you actually unlocked it. So now you can see that the snake tower is weak to blunt. You'll do double damage with blunt. And then you open up the skull tower and you'll see it's weak to ice and weak to blunt by 50%. So that's a really, really cool feature. You definitely would like to know what the towers are weak against so you know how to fight them. Even if you can't purchase them, knowing how to fight them is a huge plus. It's like the Firebolt Tower, 300% weak to fire. So that's why one Firestorm can pretty much wipe out a Firebolt Tower. And that's all stuff you wouldn't have known unless you actually had one beforehand. So we go back here and place my arrow tower back. And this is the defense I have. You can see it did fairly well in the defense log. Like I said, we gained a lot of trophies. Plus 8, plus 21, plus 14, plus 8, minus 11, plus 11, plus 19. So you can see over the night we gained, 50, 60 some odd trophies maybe. And this is the defense that I had. So it worked out fairly well. You can see the treasure chest is still flashing because the special offer is still available down in the bottom left. Um, that's pretty much all the things they did. So we're going to go open up our favorites, and we're going to see if King is available to fight. He used a lot of his money, or he got raided, so he's down to 135. So we're going to try and attack him, and we can't. He's still online. So we can open up, and we can see Kaijin, and I believe this is the person we just attacked. So we can still get a good amount of money from him, and we still get 10 trophies, and I'm pretty sure we just beat this person. So we can go ahead and beat him again and get 10 more trophies, move up further in the leaderboards. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Oh, unfortunately we can't because he's online. So we'll go ahead and look for another opponent. First one's giving 25 trophies here and 126,000, which is great loot. So we'll go ahead and attack him. I should have looked at his base more. I unfortunately didn't. I'm in a habit of just like seeing a big amount of loot and then just clicking to make sure that the person doesn't accidentally log on right that second or someone else attack him. So the Pyromancer didn't die in one hit, which is bad for us. We'll definitely need to use a scroll over here. I'm gonna come up here and use the scroll once some of his troops actually appear. It's definitely well worth it to use a scroll. He has tons of loot. We also are going to gain a lot of trophies from this. So I don't have any tower or cannons here yet. So I had to use all my spells to take down that tower. I summoned a couple cannons, but I haven't gone over to the choke point yet. So they may be taking damage and maybe dying over here. So I tried to call the cannon, but he didn't listen because he saw a target and he was attacking. So now I'm going to bring out some art blasters just to help out. And then the rest is going to be knights. And we're going to go up here and we're going to scroll. Because like I said, we do want to win trophies. We do want to push forward. So this is going to be a close one now. I'm running away because hero's almost dead. So then we have a choice of resurrecting or calling it quits. We only have 5 seconds left, which isn't a lot of time at all. We can do a lot of damage to the gates, and hopefully that the cannon there can do one shot. So we're going to go and resurrect. So the cannon did get one shot off, so we did get about 25% of the gate down. We didn't get as much of the castle as we wanted. We still gained 3 trophies out of that. So thankfully our scrolls and resurrection wasn't in vain. 3 trophies, 83,000. So it's not really great to trade 21 medals or 21 gems for 3 trophies. But things are going to get tougher until we level up our troops and also level up our hero. Our hero is only level 49 at this point. And like I said, it would have been better if I actually studied the mini-map for a second, figured out the plan of attack beforehand rather than just rushing into it. It's something I have to, you have to do, and I really have to adjust on that, because whenever I see a big number over 100,000, it's just like, ooh, okay, let's attack. Hopefully he's not online. Let's get that loot. And anytime you do a random opponent, it gives you an opponent that isn't online. So the only way that it could say, oh, sorry, he is online, if someone else attacks him right that second as you're like thinking about his base. So this base, 9 trophies, 64,000. A lot of the Thunderbolt towers. Probably don't want to attack him. Let's go back into leaderboard. So we're ranked 654th place, which is great. We moved up quite a bit. 69,000 there. 8 trophies. Because anyone that has the mortar unlocked, we're not going to attack. So the mortar is very, very strong. So this person looks fairly easy. Doesn't have any advanced troops, no cannons, no, Thunderbolt towers, no crossbow towers. So 7 trophies. We're going to use just the basic cannons in the beginning because there's nothing here. The cannons are going to come up, kill that. They're going to sit over here, kill that. And nothing over here will be able to hit them until I get about here. By that time, my hero can come because there's no barricades here. So his defense is very, very weak. This one should be a no-scroll battle here. Shouldn't have to take any scrolls. The cannons are going to stay alive. And this way, there really shouldn't be anything that gives us trouble at all. And his troops do die in 1 hit, so that's another big plus for us. So we're going to come up to the curve here and kill the Frosters and Pyromancers. Oops, I actually didn't kill that Pyromancer, which that's going to cause us a loss of a lot of time. All our cannons died except for 1. I need to bring out more cannons now. So that was unfortunately bad, a mistake there. The Pyromancer lived, and the Pyromancer took out 4 cannons, which is a big deal. Still shouldn't have any issues beating the base. Call the troops back a little bit so the Froster moves forward since the Sword Rain isn't ready yet. You can see the cannons have caught up with us now. So moving over here to make sure we kill the reinforcement troops so the Pyromancer doesn't destroy the cannons again. Just bringing out a couple of cannons, and now I'm bringing out all knights because we need fast-moving troops. Coming over to kill the arrow tower to get 100%. And checking this side. As soon as they pop out, you use your sword rain. Make sure it's off cooldown, because you don't want them to pop out and cast a firestorm or a frost spell right then and there, and that can do a decent amount of damage to your troops. So they're very easy, 100%, 7 trophies, 73,000. So this is a very interesting base layout. He has a super long road here, and then this over here is really not protected by anything, unless that the cannon and the arc blaster can shoot from there to here, which I really doubt that. I don't think they can shoot that far, but they did change the range on the things. The arc blaster took a hit, and I believe the cannon is actually the same. The cannon is the same, so I don't believe the cannon could attack from that far of a distance before. So it appears the only problematic spot you would have would be right around here, because your cannons are going to sit around here and pound off all these buildings. So his pyromancers and arc blasters and archers could sit here and take out them. So your goal on this base would be to come up here, take out that barricade as soon as possible, and then take out that barricade, and then get over here and kill all the ranged troops. He does have the snake tower, which will do a lot of poison damage, but he doesn't have a lot of paladins, so you won't need to bring out a lot of knights. If anything in this fight, you'd probably switch up your knights for paladins, but it doesn't seem to be that difficult. So we'll go ahead and attack him, and that will be the last battle of the episode. I guess we're going to bring out cannons only in the beginning. Going to head back a little bit just so I can bring the troops over, and the barricade can go down. Again, I'm going to head back here. So if you notice, the hero is almost dead, and that's due to the fact that the arc blaster and the archers do lots and lots of damage. Very, very high DPS. So now it's just sitting back, waiting, letting my hero regenerate, because this is going to be the tricky issue up here. And I come back here and take that out, because you can see they're all bunching up there. So my cannons aren't doing much damage because they're dying right there. So I was able to take out the barricades with 2 firestorms, and now I'll be able to come over here and clear all this waste. But unfortunately I died, so we've got to resurrect, bring out cannons, and now knights, and then that should be enough to finish the base here. So you can just see how powerful a group of arc blasters are and archers. You can see we're going to get to the base now, the castle gates. Still have a good amount of time. We could have done this without dying, and that would have been ideal, so we wouldn't have used any gems. Fortunately, I rushed too forward, too Rambo-like, and just wasn't watching my health.